Well, hello, everybody. We are so lucky that this week we get to have Jakob Werling on 20 Questions. Jacob, say hi to the people.
Hello. Glad I can make it.
We are glad that you can make it because this is going to be an awesome time. So let's get after it right away with the first question that people want to know. Jacob, what was your favorite movie from your childhood?
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
The first one.
Yes. The one that came out in 2001.
You know the year. Jacob, how many movies do you think you know the year that they came out for?
A good deal.
It's like incredible how much you know that. So when did you see it? Did you see it in 2001? I assume you.
I wasn't born then. I saw it I saw it maybe in 2011 or 2012. When I was 6 or 7.
Yeah. And what do you like about the movie?
That's when I started to get into Harry Potter and stuff.
What do you like about the movie?
Really nice. Really captures the feel of the book.
It does, man. That's awesome. We're gonna do some movie questions here to start because you're the movie expert of our youth group. So let's ask this one, number 2. Do you prefer movie or TV shows more for entertainment?
Movies.
And why are movies a better platform?
Better. A good TV show, you know how good TV shows kind of go into a decline eventually. Good movies don't really because they're shorter.
It's a really good point, man, that they kind of end on top. You don't have that just awkward season where they really shouldn't have kept going with it.
Yeah.
They kind of just end with the sweep.
Yeah, because Game of Thrones, that happened to Game of Thrones, that happened to that's continuing to happen to The Simpsons, that happened to, Family Guy, that's happened to a bunch of other sitcoms. Yeah.
Are you saying that The Simpsons should have stopped at some point? What? No.
Yeah, it probably should have stopped at like season 11.
Yeah.
Something.
Go check out season 11. See what it's like. Question number 3. If you are chilling at your house and you're watching TV or a movie, what snack is Jakob Werling eating? What's your favorite snack?
Anything chocolatey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like a chocolate candy bar, or do you want more like Thin Mints, little?
Or like any type of any traditional like sugary kind of snack, like cookies or like brownie bites or something like that.
Dude, brownie bites are money. That's a great one.
Yeah, or maybe some candy or something like that.
Do you get to do that, or do your parents kind of put a kibosh on that stuff?
They don't, but sweets do go fast in my family's house.
I think they go fast in most people's house. Next question. What time do you wake up in the morning, most mornings?
Let me see. On school days, times vary, but most of the time I wake up never before 6:50 and never after like 7:20. On weekends, it's different. I usually wake up at a time between 9:30 and 12 p.m. Most of the time, I never wake up before 12:30. Most of the time, I never wake up like after 12 p.m. Those are the periods.
Yeah. Jacob, I've had to wake you up on a few retreats, and sometimes it's hard to wake you up. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Is it hard?
I wake up pretty well on school days, though.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, is it easier when it's just a normal rhythm?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. When anything's in a rhythm, it's good. And it seems like you got a nice window. I love that all the specifics you put out there. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Next question. Favorite month of the year?
I'm going to go with favorite month of the year. July. Like July.
Yeah, the weather's nice. I assume that's part
that's month of my birthday. 4th of July. Not lots of good stuff. That's when the mayflies go away in Michigan.
That's
true. They stay a little bit in June.
Breaking down the mayflies rhythm. That's a great point, though. That's huge. July is a good month, right there. It's not like school's right on the next step. You got a little space in August and kind of enjoy. It's a good month, my man. Speaking of weather and elements of that, this question is, which season is the most overrated?
Winter.
Yeah, why do you think winter is overrated?
I don't know, because it's really cold, but it's like the most wonderful time of the year, some people say. It doesn't really make sense. It's really cold, and stuff. Plus, my winter last year wasn't so good. I kind of got in trouble for a reason that is too strange to name. So, for a reason that is really strange to recount. So, we'll stop there. But, it's like the weather outside doesn't really bode well with what people say it really is. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
especially
wonderful time of the year, but it's really like cold and freezing and and like all the plants are dying.
totally, man. It's a great breakdown of why winter's not ideal. I'm tracking with you. I bet a lot of people feel the exact same way. Next question. What is your favorite subject in school right now, Jacob?
I like Latin and writing.
Yeah. What do you like about writing? Because I would love to
Yeah.
hear about that.
I'm pretty good at creative writing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that. And
Yeah.
Latin because the history is nice to learn. Latin history is kind of like crazy and it's fun to learn.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's like two very different sides of your brain, but it's great that you're like engaging both of them.
Mm.
That's awesome, Jacob. What has been one good thing about e-learning for you?
Uh, the unstructured environment that allows you to do things mostly your way.
Yeah.
Grade A's, they allow you to attack assignments in any way you want.
Yeah. You've enjoyed some of that, like uh, removing of the structure so you can make it happen in your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. Do you miss any of the structure, or does it feel like?
Yeah, I will. I did miss it because I feel like with e-learning, none of my stress has really gone away. Maybe it's just because maybe the assignments are picking up, and now that they have introduced some form of a structure and schedule.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe it's also because I'm not in person, and the teachers are kind of farther away. They're still there to support you, but it takes some time to get their support, like via an email or a Zoom meeting. You can't go to them immediately, so maybe that's also why it's stressful. I'm going back tomorrow to school in person, actually, tomorrow.
yeah.
That's when my groups of people with whose last names start in the last few letters of the alphabet get to go to New Trier. And so maybe we'll have to see how tomorrow goes.
Classic Werling having the last name be the last in the group all the way.
Yeah.
Next question. What is your favorite professional sports team, Jacob?
Chicago Cubs.
I was gonna
I've
say
always supported them.
I was gonna say that it was gonna be the Bears.
Eh,
So why the
let
Cubs?
me down there here and there. Cody Parkey.
Yeah, dude, that was the double doink was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Why do you like the Cubs?
Always kind of been there, kind of. And I was rooting for them in 2016 when they won the World Series.
Yeah, yeah, it was an awesome time, man. Even as a non-Cubs fan, it was fun to be around for the ride.
Are you a Yankees? No, not a Yankees. Are you a White Sox fan?
No, I'm a Minnesota Twins.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Pretty obscure team you got there.
Some might argue that you're right, Jacob. They're a lovely little darling, just like the lovable Cubs. The Twins.
And the Cubs are actually far more well known.
I really can't argue with you, but I'm taking everything you're saying quite personally, Jacob. But we're gonna keep moving on.
Okay. Yeah.
We're just a small market team. One day we'll come into your world. Next question. Would you rather have to sing everything you say or yell everything you say, Jacob?
Probably sing. Yelling is a little more stress-inducing.
That's a great take, that it would just be hard on your vocal cords.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't really care as much about like how you communicate. You're straight up just thinking like it would kind of be brutal to yell everything.
Yeah, and it's brutal to get yelled at. Yesterday, yeah, it's kind of just like brutal to get yelled at. It's like whenever I'm yelled at, I like kind of start to freak out, and I do things with less trying to think precision. So I do things more sloppily when I'm yelled at. So I would just rather sing.
It's like Cody Parkey when he had the double doink. He might have gotten yelled at right before then. Who knows?
I think that was just pressure. No one really yells when a person is making a critical kick.
You're 100% right, Jacob. I completely agree. Next question. What is your favorite board game?
Monopoly.
I love Monopoly too, but so many people do not like that game. What do you say to people who don't like the game Monopoly?
Learn math.
Just 2 words. I'm gonna leave it at there, folks. There's nothing more that
If you
needs.
don't like Monopoly, you're probably not gonna have that much success in finance. Maybe
That's
that's another thing.
it's hard to
Maybe
argue.
it says something about you.
It's hard to argue the opposite. Learn the math. Anyone who doesn't like Monopoly, you're still welcome to be a part of this group. But Jacob and I, we like the game. Next one. Which fruit of the spirit do you think you show the most to people? And those, just a reminder, are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control.
Goodness, because trying to think. Well, because I don't really love everything. I'm not always kind of like happy all the time, like most people. I mean, sometimes I can get a little aggressive. I can be a little crazy. I mean, usually, I mean, if it weren't for goodness, I'd probably put patience. But I can get a little um patience. But patience is can be still like more of a private thing.
Yeah.
Kindness, I'm not always kind. That is true. Faithfulness, this especially applies to school. I don't always get assignments turned in on time.
Here's what I
Gentle.
like about you, Jacob, is I do think goodness describes you well because you want the good thing to happen as the goal.
Yeah. And then, as most people know, I'm very bad at self-control. And then, gentleness. Huh. Well, that's a very physical thing.
It's true.
Maybe only people who have gotten to a wrestling match would really say that I'm not that gentle. But I must say, goodness, if I do something wrong, I tend to apologize for it. I mean, I tend to try and say the right thing. So probably goodness.
I completely agree, man. I think you want the good goal to happen, and we appreciate that so much. Favorite game we play at youth group?
Uh, globular. Probably globular.
Yeah. Can you try to in 10
I
seconds?
also like body though.
Yeah, it's a great one. Can you, in like 10 seconds, try to explain why Globular is a great game for those that might not know?
The intensity,
Yeah.
the thrills.
The intensity and the thrills. If you're looking for an intense and thrilling game, come figure out what Globular is. Do you like it more inside church or when we've had to play it outside now?
All games inside church.
Yeah, there's just something super special about it.
Outside, there's more places. Outside church, meh.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So, Jacob, you read a good amount, and I want to know, and the people want to know, how many books do you think you read on an average month?
One or two,
Yeah.
maybe. I'd say one or two.
And has that been more when you were younger, or has it kind of always been about one or two?
It's kind of increased ever since seventh grade because I started like implementing more of a system where I tried to
Totally.
so that's been pretty good. Right now I'm reading the Hunger Games prequel book.
See?
And then I'm reading the first book in the Great Game of Thrones trilogy. So then I can start watching the TV show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll see why everyone's getting so upset. So
You'll know the answer to it, my man.
yeah.
You'll learn the answer. Next question. What is your favorite state in America not named Illinois?
Michigan. Covenant Point Bible Camp. You got the lake.
Yeah.
You got trying to think. You got no. Well, it's close to Wisconsin, so I think cheese curds would count.
They would count.
Yeah. Maybe it's just kind of the local community that I'm part of there.
Yeah, it's a great community. Is there a state that you've been to more? There's Illinois is obviously number one. Is Michigan the state you've spent the most time in outside of Illinois?
Probably that award still goes to Florida,
Yeah.
I would put it. But trying to think. Well, Florida. I mean, Florida's a close third, but Michigan's more predictable. You know how they say anything kind of goes in Florida? Like in Florida, a man once set up a table in the middle of traffic and began eating a pancake breakfast and holding up traffics. He began to hold up the traffic around him because they were trying to not run into him and his pancake breakfast. So then the police had to come around. People in Michigan will sometimes throw a rager on a beach during coronavirus, but they won't do anything like the level of the suicidal pancake breakfast.
Yeah, eat your
Don't
pancakes.
do anything that crazy.
Eat your pancakes inside. That's the lesson of this
Yeah.
20 questions. Next question, my brother. If you could, would you want to be the youngest sibling in your family instead of the oldest?
Trying to think. Nope. Older sibling status comes with like exclusive privileges that I wouldn't want to give up.
Yeah, totally get it, man. I'm the youngest. I probably would stay in my lane, but that is a huge benefit to you. Just some of that, you get a little more responsibility, and that also brings some privileges.
Yeah, Diary of a Wimpy Kid kind of lied to you. The youngest doesn't really get doted on like constantly.
Yeah.
It is kind of true that they do get to do a lot of things that you didn't get to do as the oldest because your parents were just kind of learning how to parent you, but now that they know how to parent you, they're allowing the youngest to do the things that you couldn't do.
Totally.
But that's not much of a setback. That's like a mere nuisance. So yeah, I would stay in an old child.
That's awesome. Next question. Favorite holiday?
Okay, Halloween.
Yeah. You like the candy,
Halloween.
you like the costumes, you like the spooky?
Yeah. I'm mostly the spooky, maybe.
Yeah.
Mostly spooky. I thought maybe going into makeup.
Yeah.
I'm actually good. I've had to do several stuff for school where I've had to bring in props and stuff. I'm really good with props and like costumes and stuff, so makeup. So maybe I've thought maybe I could make like I don't know, do makeup for scary movies. That's something if my other ambitions didn't play out.
Yeah. Well, good for you, Jacob. We're excited to see what the future has in store for you. What is one country that you would like to visit someday?
Japan.
Yeah? What makes you want to visit Japan?
I'm trying to think. Good food, good entertainment, interesting history.
I mean, what else do you need?
Peacefulness, very peaceful.
Yeah. What else do you need in a country? We're wrapping up with the last two questions that we asked everyone, that is on 20 questions with us. Jacob, what is your favorite part of Winnetka Covenant Youth Ministry?
Probably the community.
Yeah. What do you like about the community?
Very nice, kind of supportive,
Yeah.
You get to know one another. That's nice.
Yeah, it's super huge, man. Is to have that community and support each other.
Yeah.
With that, Jacob, what do you want to tell the community? What is one thing you want the people to know about you?
I know much about pop culture.
You do know much about pop culture. And if you have any questions, you should definitely ask Jacob, who's been a wonderful guest on 20 questions. What we say here is if we're going to ask one question, we might as well ask 20 of them. Jacob, say goodbye to the people.
Bye. Goodbye. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's been fun. Bye.